right, we are back. And
right.
that's Sean with Valera and Gouda. Welcome back, guys.
Hey. We did it. We're here.
Episode
5?
Yeah, episode 5. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure when this is going to air, but for us, we just had our holiday weekend, 4th of July. How was that for you guys?
Man, I had so much freedom. It just brightened my soul, man.
Freedom!
Just to know that you can go out there and anything can happen. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. Just all that red, white, and blue, man.
Did you actually go outside?
No. I mean, it was like storming all day.
Who here went outside this weekend for anything significant in any way?
I did, definitely. I mean, outside, when I say outside, I went like in my backyard, but technically that's outdoors.
Yeah, I feel like if you're out there for more than like an hour and a half, that's significant.
Oh yeah, I was out there all day.
All day,
definitely.
You're an outdoorsman.
No, no, man, I'm really not.
Another check for the outdoors.
Yeah, man, I would be outdoors.
What were you doing out there? Just like chopping wood and stuff?
Yeah, man, I was just gathering logs and stacking them in my shed. No. Actually, the 4th of July is also my daughter's birthday, so she turned 1 on the 4th of July. So we had a little party with like, just like the grandparents basically, and us, and we all just hung out and had good food and celebrated with her. And so, yeah, that's why we're all outside, just hanging out in the backyard.
That makes
that's
sense.
Beautiful.
Yeah, she's 1 already.
Yeah, already, man. Just grew up on me fast.
Like, so fast. Like, how is that possible? But all right.
I really don't know. It's wild.
When did we start this season? I feel like our first episode was, like, right after her birth, and, like, we were talking about it. But maybe not. Like, that's probably not true. But, like, that's what it feels like.
It was like 2 months ago.
Yeah,
like 2 months ago.
This is literally episode 4.
I mean, we just started doing this again, but I mean, historically, we've done it for like a couple of years here, on and off.
Yeah,
if you're like a true listener or whatever,
even more than that, honestly, it's been like we started in like originally at least like 2016, 15, something like that.
Yeah, but our viewers don't need to know about that. Don't go back and listen to that stuff.
Yeah, don't go listen to that.
Don't do it.
You can't even access it because we're not paying for like the space, so it's gone forever.
Wait, are you serious? You can't access it?
No, I mean,
I was trying to bait them in.
You
like,
can't.
Have some true hardcore fans be like, dude, have you ever heard the It's Basically Monday X-Files? Like, yeah, man, you got to get your hands on this.
There's no way those are just completely deleted.
I mean, I still have them. Like, of course, I saved all like the files and everything like that.
They're not on YouTube though.
He never posted them on YouTube.
Remember, we were on SoundCloud.
Yeah,
we started back in the SoundCloud rapper days.
Yep.
That's right.
SoundCloud. Wait, so our stuff, we don't have a SoundCloud page anymore?
We do, but like, I mean, you have to pay for the storage space, which I feel like everyone that's listening like has some like experience with that. If you have a Gmail account, it comes with storage, and like you have to like pay for more. So
we were splitting the cost of that at one point.
Yeah,
I totally forgot about that.
I forgot about that too. Yeah, like I completely forgot about that.
Wow.
So you guys didn't write that off on your taxes?
Man, I should have.
Wow.
Holy.
You said I should have. I could have saved like $3 whole.
Dude, yeah, I would be a whole $2.77 richer if I had remembered to write that, $5 a month off in taxes. Damn it.
But it really was like a kind of crazy. I mean, I guess it makes the money where it's like, yeah, if you want to have like your full library and catalog, you got to pay us money. Yeah. Of course, then you're gonna do it.
Right.
So,
like, if you want to be a content creator, you want to make money, then you gotta pay some of that money.
Yeah, but who knows? We'll see. Maybe all the old episodes might show up here on the YouTube channel eventually.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Maybe like as a bonus, for I don't know, milestones or something, we can trickle out like one episode, like every single milestone that we hit.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Like, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh,
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like a reasonable milestone.
Yeah. Make sure you guys hit the notification bell.
He said I'm gonna cut that out.
I'm gonna cut that out.
I feel like a reasonable milestone is like what, like 40 million views? That should be good.
Yeah, that's like, I don't know, like a first like go around, like a pat on the back. Nothing too serious.
Yeah, that should happen in like a day.
Just an easy 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, 1,000.
Yeah, no, it's never gonna happen. You know, I was actually thinking. I don't want to get too far off track, but like I was thinking earlier this week, like, you know, even though like no one really listens to, I mean, not no one, but we have just a very small amount of listeners now. But like our stuff is gonna be like, well, I was thinking our stuff is gonna be out there forever because it seems like at least YouTube keeps your videos around forever. But I mean, I thought the same for SoundCloud, but apparently not. But I mean, yeah, YouTube seems to keep your stuff around forever, and as long as they keep doing that, like. Maybe we get popular in like 200 years and like maybe in 200 years like, dude, we were going through like just some of the 2022 archives and we found this like podcast that just kind of talked about like random stuff and it's actually pretty interesting. It was just two regular people in 2022. Yeah, like what if we're like big in the future? Like what up 22?
They'll probably be like, man, what idiots. Like, they're still, like, walking places. They don't even know how to levitate yet.
Yeah, right, yeah. Everything we do, I'm sure, is going to be, like, amusing. Like, look at these people. The fact that they uploaded this thing to YouTube. Like, what a terrible idea.
In 200 years, they might not even remember how to, like, consume audio files because there won't be a need for them.
Yeah.
It might not even.
I'm sure, like, in 200 years, this won't be, like, easily accessible by, like, anyone. Like, actually, I would assume there's going to be just, like, a website, like, a special website that just saved all this stuff. And then, like, you can go to it and, like, maybe, like, rummage through it or something for, like, a membership fee. Like, because, like, I would assume anyone who's going to keep all this data is going to want to be paid for it, and so.
Well, maybe some, like, enterprising individuals will, like, start a nonprofit, like the Wayback Machine. Yeah. Isn't that, like, all? Yeah, so.
Dude, it's funny, because, like, I'll be watching, some detective shows, and they're like, it's like a lot of super small town, like, detectives and, like, police departments that are trying to figure out these murders and stuff. And there's, like, real documentaries. And they'll be like, yeah, so apparently the perpetrator posted some threatening posts, but then they removed them, so we couldn't find them anymore. I was like, what? Like, are you serious? You couldn't find them? I was like, have these guys never heard of the Wayback Machine? Like, how long has that been around? I was like, and it's like some old detective. He probably doesn't even like know about the internet. He's like, so apparently he posted on the social media and I couldn't find it anymore. I'm like, obviously that guy's not going to be able to do any sort of like internet investigation. But yeah, I just kind of thought that was funny when you said that, like the Wayback Machine.
Yeah, they used to have to like, go to the library and look at newspaper clippings.
Yeah.
And like, there's our man.
And he's still like trying to solve crimes out here. Like, dude, the world has left you behind. I'm pretty sure.
Wasn't that called like a microfilm or microfiche machine or something like that? Like, it basically had all the newspapers of like in it, and you could just like scroll through it like a Rolodex. But it was like a overhead projector with a scroll wheel.
Right.
Basically.
Yep.
It was the craziest thing. I've always seen them in movies or like in TV shows. I've never actually seen one.
Same. I was just gonna say that. Only in a movie.
Like that was tech. Like you had just this behemoth database of newspapers just at your disposal.
Yeah, like how would someone go back and look at that? Like, who owned that thing? That's basically the same concept as like data now. Like, who's gonna be the person that actually want to save that? But obviously, someone will want to save it and be like, you know what, this might be useful. Be it whether it be the government or like the cops or someone's gonna save it, or Google.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, people are already doing it, for sure, right?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that what Wikipedia is?
Yeah, also true.
Kind of. Yeah. Yeah. Because Wikipedia is starting to basically have links to like how they source like where the data was sourced. I mean, I don't think they own that though. Like, I feel like Wikipedia is just an assortment of. It's like the Cliff Notes version of actual information.
I once downloaded
Oh,
all
okay.
of Wikipedia. Like, I was like, alright, I think if the world's gonna end, it was during the Ebola breakout. I was like, alright, if the world's gonna go into, like, zombies mode right now, I'm gonna wanna, like, save all of human knowledge. So I downloaded it. And it was, like, a massive download at the time. It was, like, I think it was, like, 15 gigabytes. And it had no pictures, but all the text.
For all of Wikipedia?
Yeah, for all of Wikipedia.
Jesus Christ.
And I was like,
That's
holy
nothing.
shit. I was like, I gotta find like somewhere to save this. But like now, yeah, 15 gigabytes, that's nothing. Yeah. Like,
Yeah, that's nothing.
That's nothing.
I could save that on like any old flash drive. And honestly, saving it on a flash drive would be like saving it on ancient technology in itself. So it's just like,
True.
I could save it on a free Google account right now.
Yeah.
The people who will end up doing that in the future is just going to be who figures out how to monetize it, basically.
Right.
It's
Whoever
all about
wants to-
that young moolah baby.
Yeah, so basically, what you're saying is YouTube will become, like, paid only. Or some videos, like old videos. Like, just like SoundCloud, like, they're not gonna want to keep
Yeah.
your shit for free forever.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
like, eventually it's gonna be like, alright, we're gonna delete your stuff unless you pay us.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll ever delete it. I think they'll just like
Block
prevent
your
you
access.
prevent you from consuming it.
Yeah, that'd be smart. That way they
Yeah.
always have a chance to make the sale later on to whoever's interested. So, yeah,
I mean,
so
I'm
to
sure
those of
even
you in
Apple is going to be like
2022
that.
I mean, 22.
22.
Yeah, I can see Apple doing the same thing.
Well, they're basically already doing that. Like, if you don't have enough room, like assume you've always had an Apple phone, right? And like the amount of pictures and videos you have from your life already exceeds the current storage of your iPhone, even though you have the largest storage. What do? You buy iCloud extended like storage, but you have to pay for that to have access to it. So the moment you stop paying, anything you have saved there is gone.
Yeah.
Like, same thing. I'm sure Apple still has that information somewhere, but like not in a way that you can ever access it.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, like when you say it that way, it's like it kind of makes a point to like maybe save some of your own stuff on your own hard drives and stuff. Like,
Oh, for sure.
it seems like like saving it on your own hard drive. Like this is the decade of like the cloud, and like you don't even need a computer. You don't even need a gaming computer to game now. Like that's like the cutting edge of like the last couple of years. So like, but to actually be like, you know what, saving on a hard drive might be a better idea long term than like putting it on the cloud, because at least you have control over it.
Yeah. I mean, do people actually not save their data in like a physical state anymore? Like literally
Not
everyone
really.
just like puts everything on the cloud.
Yeah, I basically do.
That's interesting.
Well,
So
Not always.
so when you
but-
have documents on your computer, you don't just save it to your your computer, you put it in the cloud?
Why would you have
What
documents on your
documents?
computer?
Yeah, what documents?
Yeah.
I mean like if you're doing anything on your computer,
Like
wouldn't
what?
it just like live on your hard drive?
Sure. Yeah, I guess that's true. But
Like
like
your
that's
games.
mostly programs though. They're not things that have a physical form anyway.
Okay. So if you like made a graphic for something just for fun, where would you save that?
Yeah, I would probably store that on my hard drive. I just think that like those instances you're talking about, like for sure you would save it like natively first. But those instances are so few and far between now. I feel like that I do stuff like that I just don't end up saving a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like making a graphic, like the average person probably doesn't even do something like that, I guess. I don't know about our
Yeah, even-
average viewer, but like just the average
Yeah.
person probably.
Yeah, even that is like kind of specialized.
So
I
if
would
you
say.
just like use your phone for like social media or whatever, that's like about the extent of technology you involve yourself in, then yeah, I'm assuming those kind of people are like 100% cloud based.
Yeah, like after their device fills, they're completely cloud based. Like I'm sure some of them have just filled their actual phone like with pictures, but like I said, the way Apple's like phone services work, if you just keep transferring your photos over to your next phone, technically they're cloud based too because they don't stick with the device. And you're eventually going to get to the point where, unless Apple continues to double their storage capacity for every phone, you're going to be an Apple Cloud member at some point.
Yeah, yep.
So
They get you. They know you're going to run out of your own storage. Like, you don't want to go through the hassle of saving all this, do you?
yeah, that's
Just
exactly
pay us
it.
some money.
And then they're all like, it's only $1. And I'm just like, oh, okay, cool.
Oh, it's
And I
only
just pay
$1? That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's like very
Yeah.
reasonable. Yeah, that's how they get you. They're like, yeah, it's only $1 for now. And then once they have your entire life saved, it's like, oh, look at all these terabytes of data you've saved up. Now it's gonna be $20. I mean, which still isn't bad, but I mean that's the business model that's gonna happen. Where have I seen that happen already?
If I have like 10 million people give me $1, that's huge.
That is pretty good. But if you have 10 million people giving you $10,
right,
that's capitalism.
So it's all about that money, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
As soon as a company goes public, it doesn't take long for them to figure that out. It's like, how can you make us money?
well, this woman that we're going to talk about today actually is turning herself into a fucking company with this topic that we have for you guys. So today we're talking about something that my wife actually first told me about. I first heard this through her. Apparently there is a woman suing Geico, the insurance company, for contracting herpes from a man in a car that they basically insure. So like they had sex in this car that Geico insures, like they weren't driving it, and she contracted herpes from him, and now she's suing them. So I'm gonna look the story up to get some more information as we talk about this. But just my first, from what I know, like just offhand, I know for sure that a court has already sided with the woman, and has not thrown this case out. Apparently, on the grounds that they feel like there was some other smaller case where Geico had the ability to sort of like represent themselves, so they wouldn't have to insure this guy, and they just wrote it off completely and didn't come. So basically, it seems like right now Geico will be on the hook for the $5 million.
That's insane.
Yeah. And so apparently this guy is insured by them, and it happened in the car, and the way that insurance is argued is basically like because there was bodily harm to another person while using the car. So yeah. So yeah, man. What do you guys think about that?
Oh my God.
I think that's
good old capitalism, right?
Yeah, that's really, I mean, I guess it's fair. Like, insurance is vague, so if you want to read the law in a vague way too, to capitalize on it, then cool, I guess. But yeah, now that this has happened, it's almost like a car is going to become like some kind of weird, like, I don't even know the word for it. Not like a safe haven, but like a scam room.
Yeah, it's very bizarre for sure.
You said it's a scam room. That's hilarious. Yeah, I feel like
it's like if you do anything to me in this car and I get hurt, I'm gonna sue you.
Yeah, like if anything goes wrong and you're in someone else's car, you just can be sued for it. Like it just doesn't make sense. But apparently, isn't there like some way? Isn't it not over yet or something? Like, can't they appeal it or?
I think they do have the ability to appeal. I don't know who they appeal to, but I know that I know at this point they've been ordered to pay the 5.2 million.
They've been ordered already to pay it? It's too late.
Yeah, so,
then. Like, it's
so
over.
that was of June 9th of this year. Apparently. The state of here it is. The state they did appeal it. So here we go. The state court of appeals on Tuesday affirmed the multi-million-dollar payout against Geico that had been entered through arbitration after the company claimed errors were made in Jackson County Circuit Court. So basically, they already tried to appeal this decision and they lost that too.
Oh no!
How? Everyone sided with the girl. There's like, yes, Geico, pay her, make her rich, beyond her means instantly.
Yeah, so apparently she informed Geico in 2021 that in February that she intended to seek damages after she allegedly contracted HPV. Actually, not
so
herpes. Okay, so HPV in the car, and apparently she said that. She claimed he caused her to catch the STD when he knew of his condition and the risk of unprotected sex. So apparently he didn't. I guess he was negligent and didn't tell her.
But how is
okay?
In the insurance policy, doesn't it say that you have to be like anything they cover is like you have to be using your car for like normal car things? Like having sex in it isn't a normal car thing. Like I'm pretty.
Isn't it though?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. That's hilarious. Like, isn't it though, Your Honor? Like,
yeah, I rest my case.
I rest my case. Oh man, that's hilarious. I mean, you know what? Nah, that could be an argument made, but like, yeah, I'm pretty sure like in any insurance policy, it says somewhere in there that like you can't be like using your car as like a sled down a hill, and if you crash it, they'll like insure that. Like. They have stuff in there that says, like, you have to be just, like, using your car for its, like, designated use or whatever. So, like, how did they get away with that? Like, everyone was just, like, ruling Geico's favor. Or not in Geico, like, rule against Geico. Like, how? Like, that's just crazy. They just, like, don't like that guy. Like, whoever was representing Geico, there's like, fuck you, Jerry. I remember you at the last case. You're gonna lose this one.
He, like, weaponized HPV. Of course he's gonna lose.
No,
I just feel like it's very weird that, like, the law sided with the woman who sued him. Or sued Geico or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I think it was, like, personal. Like, how?
It's just so weird.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I just think it's... How did she know to sue his insurance company? And, like, how did they get to that valuation of, what was it, $5 million?
$5 million. Well, like, can you get rid of HPV?
I do not know. I know that there's tests for it, but I don't know if you can just, like, not...
Maybe it's because it's going to damage her image for the rest of her life now. Because she's gone public with it. But really, it was all because of him. Yeah. So, like, $5 million is all the money she could have made throughout her life had she not been labeled as a HPV girl.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. Yeah, is this, like, a famous person? I honestly, like, don't really know anything about this case.
I'm pretty sure she just teamed up with the person who gave her HPV. It was like, you know what? We can make a lot of money if we can make this happen. And he was like, all right, let's do it. And that's what happened. And somehow it was working.
But what does he get out of it?
I'm sure they're going to share the money. Like, I mean, she doesn't honestly need to share it with him, but, like, I feel like, how does she know that, like, his car insurance would ever even be liable for that? Like, I don't know the relationship, but it sounds like they were, like, pretty connected. They seem more connected than, like, a one-time, like, car run-in where, like, they had sex one time with each other in a car. Because, like, how would you even know where to find this guy again? How would you know that he has car insurance? How would you know that you can even, like, find him and sue him? It's just like, yeah, no, you know this guy. And if you know this guy, then, like, know him like that, then, like, Yeah, I could see this was like, if you know him like that, why would you sue him? Like, he's your friend or someone close to you. So, like, at that case, that's why I think.
So what
Yeah.
city did this happen in?
Missouri.
Oh. Wait, what city in
Uh,
Missouri?
I have no
Yeah, it
idea.
doesn't say. Jackson County,
Okay.
Okay.
wherever that is.
How old were these people?
Doesn't
We
say.
don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, they were smart enough to actually leave their names
Out of
out of
it.
it.
Yeah, what a crazy precedent that's gonna set for insurance. I mean, that's
Right.
wild. So I read a little bit more about it, and while you guys were talking, and apparently the $5.2 million number was set by an arbitrator. So basically, what happened was Geico, like the woman told Geico that she was seeking damages. Like she basically put in a claim, like as if she was in a car accident, like a straight up claim to Geico, saying that like this guy was negligent in the car, and she's seeking damages from them. So they denied the claim, and then it went to arbitration apparently because I guess she sued. So the arbitrator is the one who came up with the $5.2 million number apparently.
Oh,
And
that person's in on it too.
Yeah,
yeah, there's no way, right? But that's not all. Like a trial court also like upheld this.
Right.
So like, and it was like, so other courts are also saying like, yep. So like, but the reason they're saying that is because apparently the way insurance is set up, like the law is set up so that insurers really can't relitigate things. So when something is judged against them, they basically don't have a right to appeal. Like that's just basically the end for them.
Right. Like,
So-
that's the whole arbitrator thing. Apparently, when she first filed the claim, and they said, no, we're not gonna represent you in this, this has nothing to do with us. From that moment, like, yeah, in the contract, it says then the decision just goes to an arbitrator. And then the arbitrator sided,
It was like 5.2 million.
sided with the girl. Yeah, right. It's just like, that is kind of crazy. They just figured that, like, that's such a ridiculous claim, the arbitrator would never, like, side with her.
Right.
So, like, they have no problem
or if she,
backing
or
out
if she's
of this.
awarded anything, it would be a number that wouldn't drastically like impact her life. Like even if it's a large sum, like she's not gonna like stop working from it. Like $50,000, $100,000. Like even that is like, I think Geico wouldn't even bother with this if it was that number. But like 5.2 million, like that's a number that makes headlines instantly.
Yeah,
And now
definitely.
everyone knows that Geico's paying out because if you have unprotected sex in the car and you get fucked and get a fucking STD, like, man, you've got some grounds, like legal grounds.
Yeah,
to
you
tell,
have,
to
you
be like,
can just
hey,
be
Geico.
rich. Everyone, we
Yeah.
have a way to richness. Like, if you don't ever want to work again, just get an
Yeah.
STD and a Geico insured car.
Basically, the law is just telling you have as much unprotected sex in cars with different people that you can find, because eventually you're gonna find one who's gonna have given you an STD, or better yet, maybe you'll give someone else an STD. It all works out because the arbitrator's gonna be like thumbs up for you because your car company's not going to deal with it.
That's
Like,
hilarious.
That's crazy.
So what
Or
other...
if you have like a really bad allergy, and then like you got like a scam squad together, and then you like picked a target, like a really rich person, and then you're like, all right, before I get in the car with this guy, just throw some peanuts all over the place. And then you get in the car, and then you like go into shock and start dying, and then you're like, oh, I'm about to sue you, man. I almost died.
You're
in
like,
your
what are all
car
these
from
peanuts? These are negligent peanuts. I'm suing.
Look at all these negligent peanuts.
I'm telling, dude, like just like you said, John, like this sets a weird precedent.
You don't
Like,
even have to
you
do
know,
it to a rich person. You just need it to anyone with Geico insurance. That could be any... I have Geico, I'm pretty... Actually, no, I have Progressive. But still, like, it could be anyone.
Yeah, what a
isn't that
grift.
strange?
Yeah, it says it's still actually... now it's going to go to federal court. So, like, that
Yeah.
is going to happen in October. So it's not over yet.
And that part is actually about the issue of whether or not insurance should be involved in a case like this at all. So the Geico's basically fighting two battles here. One against the courts for the weird arbitration of 5.2 million, and then the other of like, why is anyone expecting us to pay any money here? Because, like, clearly they're not operating the vehicle. What the fuck's going on? Like, imagine being the lawyer for Geico and having seen all the shit you've seen, and then this comes across your desk. They're like, yeah, you're being sued, $5.2 million. Well, yeah, like, what did he do? Did he run over a stop sign? Did he hit a kid? Oh, no, he was fucking a girl in the back, and apparently he was raw dogging her, and he gave her a lot of shit.
He gave her an STD. It's like, okay, well, how is that am I related to this?
He's like, wait, what the fuck does that have to do with me? Because you're insuring the car, buddy.
That's hilarious.
That's like if I owned a building and I was renting it out to other people, and like the person was negligent in the building that I owned, and was like, yeah, so you own the building and this guy had AIDS and you didn't tell me. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that can't happen.
Like Geico is basically saying, how the fuck were we supposed to know this guy had? That would be the next step, dude. Now Geico's gonna start screening you for fucking diseases before you get insurance.
Exactly, and like you said with the houses, you can't like not rent someone because they have a disease. Like that's illegal. So like they have to put an end to this. Like it doesn't make sense within like our current laws. Yeah. Like if you let this get any. Like
because it automatically leads to worse discrimination now.
Right. Right. If someone is liable, I mean, like, that means,
you're gonna have to do a psychological assessment.
That means I could sue the couple that gave me, like, I went to a wedding and got COVID. Like, I should be able to sue them for damages, like lost work wages,
all of it.
Doctor's appointments, all the juices and stuff I bought, whatever it is, they're liable for that. I feel like that can't happen. Like the courts would be fools to allow that to happen.
Is there such a thing as like suing someone for giving you a disease? Does that exist?
Yeah,
I guess so.
Yeah, it definitely does.
But like it must not.
That's actually a normal. That's actually a normal thing. But the person you're suing has to have assets for it to matter. Like, what's the point of a judgment against a poor person?
Right. Yeah.
That's insane. So you can sue a rich person because they got you sick? Or you were sick on their grounds?
Well, you can sue anyone for any reason, really. But the whole point is, like, if you think you're going to win, it's really only worth it to do it against someone who can actually pay. Otherwise, what were you doing? Just like proving a point? Just going through the motions so you can not get paid? What's the point of that?
Yeah. Man, that's outrageous. I can't. Yeah, I'll be waiting with bated breath for the next scam to wheel out from this situation. But hey, shout out to that woman.
Yeah, she's
for figuring it out. And also, I just can't believe that, like, I'm just now learning about this suing someone for giving you a disease thing, and, like, how is it? I feel like everyone should be doing that. Not should be, or, like, I can't believe more people aren't doing that more frequently.
So I'm reading an article about this, and they say it doesn't work as often as people who try it want it to, because usually usually people sue when they get an STD, and usually that's when they do something intentionally, like it's intentional sex, so like they intentionally put themselves at risk to get an STD, so like they usually lose. So like that's what happens.
Yeah, so basically you have to be like wearing that super tight condom, you have to be strapped up down there and still get the STD, and then you can be like, yeah, and they had to have not told you about it. Yeah. And now those are the only circumstances where it could actually work.
Where it could maybe work, right?
So for the fact that that dude wasn't wearing protection, that means that she shouldn't have gotten like the ruling. Is that what you guys are saying?
I mean, we don't.
Not that you believe that, but like, is that what happened?
So she shouldn't have gotten the ruling.
But she did get the ruling, even though.
Right. I mean, she willingly had unprotected sex with this guy, unless he raped her, and then there should be other charges going on.
And if the argument for arbitration was against him, that would be the case, and she wouldn't win. But she's not suing him, She went and sued Geico, and that's the smarter choice. Like
Yeah.
someone obviously maybe she
She
was
was
just
her
really
lawyer.
smart.
God damn.
She went to a lawyer, and this lawyer was like, "Oh, I see the path, baby. Don't you worry." like instantly.
Yeah,
Just like that's the
definitely.
only way you would think to sue someone's insurance company, and not them. Like that's just crazy.
That's why I think they know each other. It's just like, this took too much
Yeah,
money.
I'm with you now. Yeah, I believe that.
He was like, let me see a copy of your insurance contract. And then he just went over that. He's like, you know what? I think this might actually work.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is pretty
man.
crazy.
That's just I can't believe
Yeah.
it.
But you're
I
absolutely
don't
right. Yeah,
think-
against a person, that would absolutely work. Against an insurance company, nope.
I don't think it was a trick or planned. I think it just so happened that she approached this lawyer or a consul or whatever, and they were thinking, oh, this is like the golden one. Like this is the 1 in like 1,000 opportunity case. Because I'm sure like as a lawyer, like you just like kind of like fill around in your mind. It's like, oh, what's a crazy thing that could come across my desk, and like how would I win it? And I'm sure with insurance, like they deal with that stuff all the time, so they're always trying to figure out like new ways to like win against them. So maybe something that her lawyer just like already had in the back of their mind for a while.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, this has to be like she sued him. I don't even know. Yeah, but I don't even know. Like, it has to be like negligence. Like, that's the whole point of suing. Like, they have to be like purposely negligent, like not caring about like safety procedures. But like
So what's crazy is that
unprotected sex with him.
Yeah, but what's crazy though is again like that against a person that's 100% true. But like Geico basically set up their own rules so that they don't go to court and defend themselves. They immediately go to arbitration, and then the court's just like, "Yep, agree with arbitration." That's all we have to say about it, and there will be no in between. Like they basically fucked themselves. So I think that's probably why they're gonna lose this. Now the Supreme Court case of like, or the federal case of like, should they be involved in things where a person isn't actually operating the vehicle as intended? Then no. Then I think they'll probably win that. And then this will be the only time we see someone like really, really abuse this loophole. Because there's no way a company like Geico, especially, and the other insurance companies, after seeing this happen, there's no way they will not lobby to get this smashed to bits instantly. Like that's a several billion-dollar industry, and they are gonna see themselves lose $5 million to someone who just had sex in a car. They're like, no, that I'm done. That's it.
Yeah,
you'll never fuck in a car again. I bet you won't.
Yeah, the insurance companies are too powerful to let that happen.
Yeah, she's gonna get paid, but she's gonna make sure no one else behind her gets paid. So she better get 5.2. She better get more than 5.2. Actually.
Yeah, they're gonna let this happen once and only once.
I'm really curious about this lawyer now because it's just all so smart. Like of course you would ask for so much when you know they're not going to show up to court, and then like it'll be the only time it'll ever get through before they like slam the door on this ever happening again.
No,
it's just brilliant.
Yeah, either this guy's like a genius or he like has an in or something.
Yeah, it's got to be one or the other, because this is too calculated. But yeah, I wanted to before we take off for the day, because we have some time still. I also wanted to talk about one other topic, and it was one that actually we've had like in our group of topics for a while, but we just haven't got to yet. And it's about the active shooter scenario, because I'm really, really curious what you guys would do, because I know what I thought of this a lot, and I know what I would do.
Man, I'd take out my gun,
so
and then I'd be like, pow, 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 pow. No, I'm just kidding.
You'd be like,
oh wow!
I'd take my pistol out of my holster, and I'd be like, fella, there ain't enough room in this town for the two of us.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
So you think you're gonna talk to this person?
I would run.
Basically, the question is, what do you think you'd do in an active shooter scenario? And I guess basically this is partially connected to the fact that obviously there's been a lot more active shooter scenarios around the U.S. It's like much more than I think there were maybe 10 or 12 years ago. But
absolutely,
yeah. But anyway, yeah, I think we just see a lot of instances where I feel like people do all types of different things, and or maybe they're instructed to do things that don't really seem to work. So I don't remember what the like most recent shooting was, but I know that like the police basically seemed negligent in their instructions to the kids. Like apparently there's so many different conflicting reports about like they're basically telling the kids to like shout out or something if you need help, and they basically like didn't go in at all, and basically like a lot of the people died because of that. So yeah, considering all of that and like where we are with active shooters, what would you do?
Yeah, what would you do?
I feel like it's such a shame for me that I now have to like actively consider these things and like think about them, because just like you said 10 or 12 years ago, like I would never even like, if I'm going to like a movie or the mall or like any kind of like large public gathering, I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever, like
Yeah.
no big deal. But now like I really do, like it's something that's in the back of my head. It's like, is this like a place that would maybe be attacked? And like if it does, like where do I go like in that situation? Um, so yeah, the question is what would I do? Is right now my plan would be to start running, but and this is gonna sound terrible. I'm so sorry and morbid, but I'm gonna run and I'm gonna keep an eye on like to see where people are dropping and make sure I'm like running away from those areas, just to give myself the best percentages possible.
I mean, that makes sense.
I'm gonna try to run towards like buildings or like bricks and like get behind them, and that's pretty much it for like, that's the only plan really. And then after that you go from there, see how good or how bad you have it around you.
It's like, all right, everyone's dead. Okay, I see. Yeah, I mean, like, what else is there to do? I mean, it seems like basically like this is Iraq. I mean, maybe not even Iraq. This is like Syria, and like we're in a war zone. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, I don't know what the war is about or what it's on. Mental health, I guess. Like, who knows? But like, we're in it, and like we're all just like constantly at risk, essentially. Like, but what do you do to stop it? I mean, you can't.
Really right now.
No one in America is gonna be like, take all your guns away, and not no one, I should say. But America's just never gonna like come together and come to that agreement. But it's just like, man, like.
Well, sorry to interrupt, but before we like go into how we could maybe fix the problem, I want to hear like what your plan would be. Like when you're in that scenario, like what would you do?
I would run. What else is there to do?
Well,
just like you said, I was gonna say, run behind a building or a wall. I mean, usually, like, just by instinct, when I hear gunshots, like, you just drop on the ground, like, instantly. So, like, you drop, assess the situation, and then, like, bolt, essentially.
I guess it completely depends on, like, where you are when it happens. So, like, if you're in a very open area, then, yeah, I guess you really don't have a choice but to, like, try to run and hope you don't get shot. So, yeah, like, especially in, like, a movie theater, like, or something like that. If I was in like a school though, I feel like I would be more inclined to try to fight than I would be to run. I don't know, something about like, especially if you're like in a classroom or something, like I don't think I would have thought this as a kid, but if like I was a teacher, like I wouldn't risk the kids' lives, but I would definitely not sit against the wall in a room and then just wait to be shot.
Yeah,
like,
just going one by one. Yeah,
that's a much worse scenario in my mind.
I'm swarming.
Yeah, so that would be my plan. Like I would wait by the door for sure, but the moment he comes in, if I'm gonna die anyway, I'm gonna go out and you're gonna lose some fucking teeth. Like
Yeah,
it's gonna
for
be me
sure.
or you. So like that's my plan. Like I would be much more inclined if I have a wall between me, especially like the way our schools were built, especially when I was a kid. Like I feel like the school I went to from elementary school was basically just fucking hard concrete blocks. Like that's what the walls were made out of. So like I got a wall between me and you. Yeah, I'm definitely if I'm a teacher and I know this doesn't sound like fair. I'm not suggesting all teachers just go fucking fight. But my mind goes to if I'm dying anyway, if I'm going to die, you're gonna be maimed. You're going to be like in fucking trouble.
So, like, the real question is then, what would be the best close quarters combat weapon to take down a shooter that you could have in a school?
That you can find in a school. Yeah, that's actually a really good question.
Like baseball bat, maybe?
Okay, here's one out of the corner or whatever. What about some hydraulic or like acid from like the janitor's closet? Like just throw that shit in that guy's face.
Like,
or girl, I guess.
Like just right in his face. Yeah, acid. But what if it splashes on like the kid behind him or something?
I mean, come on. At least everyone's alive.
That's it, I guess.
For real.
Yeah, I guess.
Or you could yell, cover your eyes to the kids or something.
Yeah, if only
they
there was
need
like
to make like
a knife
fire
that like was only like available when there was like a shooter nearby.
No, they need to make a fire hydrant that sprays acid.
Actually, you can have like a container, like a complete like bulletproof box that's like in every room. And you can put like a machete in there. And then like when a gunshot goes off, like it detects the gunshot and then unlocks the machete box and be like, all right, here you go.
How would you wait, so there's no actual way into the box? It just has to like unlock by mechanism?
Yeah, some sort of security mechanism. Like when the school goes on lockdown, the machete box is unlocked.
Dude,
it would be the purge.
There'd definitely be some kids killing each other.
It would be the purge. Well, I mean, like, you put it, like, underneath, like, the teacher's desk or something. So, like, the kid isn't gonna... You don't put it in the back, so, like, the dumb kid in the back just grabs it and be like, I am the captain now.
Jesus Christ.
Maybe putting guns in every teacher's room. Actually, I feel like a gun is just too hard to use, like...
Yeah.
You need like a melee weapon or something. Like a baseball bat would be okay, but you gotta swing and hit him.
So the only way you have a chance in Gouda's world is if you're in the janitor's closet or the chemistry class. And in your scenario, it's just full on purge the moment an active shooter happens.
Yeah.
It's just fucking...
It's like, attention class, there's a shooter on the site, so we are now in purge mode. And then all the lights start changing. Yeah, that would work.
I'm just saying, well, like for your example, John, like I forgot to consider being in like a close quarter, like small room type thing. Yeah. So if I'm in a school and like I'm gonna, like you're saying, yeah, I would want to at least like try to like make that person's day a little bit worse. Like,
I'm trying to kill him. I'm fucking trying to kill him. Your mentality cannot be, I might die here. Your mentality is going to be, you are dead.
Yeah, the other person.
They are dead because if they are not dead, then I'm dead. Yeah. So there's no way that's fucking happening.
What about like a net cannon?
What?
Like a cannon that shoots like a net.
No, that's too cartoon. Yeah. That can't even be real.
I don't get why you guys don't like the acid.
Yeah, but like he said, like either you'd have to put one in every room, just like in my scenario, in which case you might as well just have like any weapon right there.
Right.
But that's way... I feel like it's way more realistic though. Like they're not going to put weapons in every single classroom, but they do put chemicals in every single classroom.
That's the same thing as a weapon then. If all the kids know that all you have to do to fuck someone up is grab this stuff and throw it at their face, then like what's to stop them from just doing it when they're in a fight or something?
Because they don't tell people about it. And they keep them in, like, locked cupboards and stuff like that. But I'm saying that's, like, the best weapon that would be there already.
That you wouldn't have to add. Like, assuming you're not just, like, preparing for apocalypse.
Okay,
like, just a regular school.
Yeah, a sharpened pencil.
The only other thing I can think of is, like, maybe a broom, like a broken broomstick or something.
Yeah, I'd be fighting them like Darth Maul.
Yeah, that's all I can think of.
Okay, so then in close quarters, it's uh, fight to the finish, and
Actually,
then in open field, it's like run for your life,
yeah,
essentially.
open field or outdoors, yeah, just run over cover or something so you can just get out of there. But a classroom, this is what you do. You get like, I don't even know, like you get like whatever kid can like fit in, like you make like a bulletproof like armor. Actually, no, you make like a knight's armor out of like textbooks.
Oh,
And like you
okay.
just tape all that
This is
together and then
This is
give
not
him some
happening.
sort of weapon and then just send him out there and like
That's
just
not-
unlock the door and have him like waddle out and be like, it's time. Like there's always that one kid
That's
that's like
not
ready
happening.
for a fight. He's like, he can't be
True.
shot. It's perfect.
That is true. There always is that one kid. And see, just the problem with this is that I think it's going one of two ways. I think right now, these people that obviously have a lot of problems and are taking them out in the absolute worst way possible, like are seeing that now it's now or never. Just like that girl who got that money from from Geico. They're like, you know what? Like they're really gonna like bring the hammer down on this whole gun thing pretty soon. And if I want to do it, I gotta do it now, and I gotta do it big. And I think that's what's like what we're seeing right now, until they put a stop to it, of course. And if they decide to put a stop to it by putting like weapons in every classroom, then the people who still decide to go through with it, it's gonna be like fighting a juggernaut.
Actually,
Like,
you know what? Instead of weapons, they should just give like plate armor to like every single like in every classroom. It's like cumbersome. Like you can't just suddenly equip plate armor when you're
This
in
is-
a fight or
this is
you're
not-
angry at someone. But if you know
the
there's
guy's
a
gonna-
shooter on campus,
This is not
all
real.
the teachers just get in their
No.
plate armor, and then there's like, all right, let's storm them, and then
they're gonna. Then the guy's gonna come with gas. He's gonna come with a gas weapon.
Well, okay, well then
It's a-
those are harder to come across than guns at least. So yeah, I mean, that's just the world we live in now. Like all these crazy things we're talking about is technically possible under, what we're talking about in our politics now. Like as long as it's not banning guns, that's under consideration. As ridiculous as all this stuff is, like if you watch like Fox News, that's what they're talking about there. Like they're talking about putting in trap doors. I actually heard that's a real thing. Like when the shooter comes in, you'll hit a button and a cage drops on him and it's like boom. Like how is that gonna work? Like no, that's not gonna work.
They're saying their method is basically like the Scooby Doo method.
yeah. So anything that's not banning guns, that is up for grabs in our school right now. I'm officially putting my vote for plate armor. Every teacher gets plate armor. Like with the knuckles built in, like the spiky knuckles so they can like punch people. Like it'd be perfect.
I mean, you're right in that the reality is that they're not gonna ban guns. I just don't understand why it has to be that now it means okay, we have to fight the shooter. Like then we're just like inviting the scenario to like keep happening over and over again, even though we already are. But I mean, I feel like that just makes it worse, doesn't it?
I mean, that's like kind of the point. Like, it doesn't really matter what kind of troubles will come from any other solution as long as it's not banning guns. So like, trying to avoid the fight is irrelevant. Like, the fight is a part of life. Like,
Yeah, that's why video
I
games
see.
are the real reason why kids are shooting each other.
yeah,
Didn't you know?
it's video games.
It's Call of
actually.
Duty, man. It's Call of Duty.
But yeah, for them, right, for people who really just do not want to ban guns, the fight and the threat is just part of life. Like,
Yeah,
the solution is elsewhere.
It's part of the freedom. It's part of your freedom, man. The freedom is all about having the ability to have a gun and having the ability to be shot with it.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Okay, I mean that's fair.
that's what it
Mike.
means to be free.
But I think it's not fair that not every citizen in this nation is aware of that fact and told it as explicitly as you just did. Like,
No, I think they already know that. I think they're just okay with it.
I feel like we're still
Because
kind of
it's more-
finding out a little
Yeah.
bit.
Like, I feel like a lot of people are fully completely understanding of the fact that as long as guns are right, that some people are going to die. Like, I think they know that, and I think that having that right is more important to them than those people not dying.
Yeah, like all the
It's
people
just-
who died are
just
sacrifices
fundamentally.
that were necessary.
Yeah, necessary evils of having a right.
Right.
That's how they see it. The same way, like, car accidents are just a part of the fact that we drive. I feel like they accept it just as easily as they accept that fact about driving.
So as soon as you accept the fact that plate armor in every classroom isn't weird, that's what we're gonna do.
it's crazy that you're like convincing me just in like the span of like 10 minutes. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Plate
there's no
armor
way.
sounds pretty cool.
No, plate armor
There's
and like
no
every
way.
school should have like a militia committee. Like where like anyone who wants to be like, all right, I'm gonna be the person. Me and this squad, we're gonna be the people who like jump to action. Because obviously the cops aren't gonna save you. Like so, like you as a school are gonna have to save yourself. So like. Yeah, you're gonna have to plan this ahead of time and be like, you guys are gonna get the best plate armor, and we're gonna come up with this tactic, and like every quarter, every season, you go through like a shooter training where you all get in your armor, and then you practice on like cornering and ambushing like some dude with like a Nerf gun or something like that as practice. Like that might work. Like
That's
for the cost of all that, you could just actually educate all the kids and like hire teachers for double the salary and make sure that like when kids lag behind, they have like a professional like help them all for free off of that budget. Like you could actually fix the problem for real twice probably on the budget that it takes the military to do things. Like having actual, I know you're not talking about like the actual military, but like having a militia at that point, like holy shit.
No, the militia would just be made up of like Mike the janitor, like Tom the history teacher. Yeah. They're not getting paid any extra for this. They just get to live.
You don't think the NRA won't sponsor that and bring in their own people? 100% schools are just going to be gun profit.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So like, so everyone is a soldier basically. Like that's the reality now. Like you have to be prepared to be in a war, like in the next minute, right now.
Yeah.
Like if you're not banning guns, I don't see any other like alternative. Like if guns are still everywhere, then that's the world we're in. We're in gun world. And like in gun world, you don't just walk around in a parade all happy. Like you're at war, bitch. Like, I mean, that's just like, yeah. What other, like, how could everyone be safe and everyone has guns? Like, even like the most deranged people. Like there was like a crazy kid who killed his parents in our school. Like, no one really realized he was that crazy, but like he just completely executed his parents. Just like slaughtered them. Like, I was like, holy crap, like, we went to school with that kid? Like, and that kid gets a gun. He can go to the store and buy a gun, like, and so that, if that's the world we're living in, then, yeah, we all gotta be ready to fight. I don't think it's right, by the way. I don't want people thinking I'm like, I want to live in gun world, but like, I'm just the messenger. I'm just telling you this is reality. Don't shoot the messenger.
Or shoot him.
Or shoot him. Yeah, most people do. There's like, fuck the messenger.
It's your right.
Yeah, it's your right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'll come at you with my plate armor.
Unfortunately, that what you just said is a very important thing to hear. I think you put it very well, so.
Well, yeah, sorry to end on that doom and gloom, but it was a good topic. It was... it's got to be talked about. It happens every day. Yeah, did you hear about the one that just happened in like Chicago yesterday, John? Not yesterday. It was like 2 days ago.
No. Before you say something, are you assuming that I would have heard that because it happened in Chicago?
I assume that you have a higher chance of hearing it, but I already have a very low assumption on anything world events that you would know about because I know you're so isolated from the world.
Okay, yeah, that's a fair assessment. Okay.
Like, I assume Gouda has heard about it, but I don't assume that you heard about it. But I think there's more of a chance because it happened
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't hear about anything unless my wife tells me about it because I try very very hard to never look at the news.
Yeah, some crazy kid just like got on a roof with an assault rifle and just started shooting down at a July 4th parade in like Highland Park. I don't really know. Like, it's like north of Chicago or something like that. But yeah, it's just that kid gets a gun. He just bought it at the store, like apparently, like legally. Like he has like scratches in his face that were like made by a knife, like, and he was like, "Can I have a gun?" And there's like, "Here you go." I was like, Jesus Christ! Like how? Like who is letting this kid get a gun? I don't know, man.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, like, really. And I mean, I heard, this might be hearsay, but the news said it, that he was gonna come to our capital city
Yeah.
next. Like, he was like, now that I got done with that one, might as well just go up north.
That's crazy.
Like,
He's like, I'll hit every town. I'll go on a grand tour. I'll be the gun guy. like what? Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, they know that, like, either, like you said, it's gun world now, and it'll just continue to become gun, tank, artillery, whatever, escalate, 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 or they get banned, which seems like they're never gonna happen. So, like, why wouldn't, like, the perpetrators escalate everything too?
right.
Why wouldn't they just, like, go mow down, like, hundreds of people, like, all across the nation, like, going down Route 66, just like you said?
And that's
Like,
what
why
happens.
wouldn't that happen?
It's like twice a week there's a mass shooting. Like, no one can keep up with it anymore. Like John is so oblivious, he does not care not one bit. Like, but like 15 years ago, this would have been like a big deal. Like, holy shit, like what kind of a psycho would do such a thing? Yeah, hopefully you guys have this figured out in 22 if you're listening, and if you don't, my condolences.
People in 22.
Yeah, that's our main crowd. I'm going for the future
22.
crowd. Yeah, we're gonna be famous in the future.
Is that even
They might reanimate us just to talk to us.
Yeah, that might
Yeah,
happen.
they might.
This might be what we're in right now, a reanimation. And it's like, finally, we're in the podcast years.
God, that would suck. If I just turned around and I was just being watched by some people and they're like talking about my life as if it's already passed. Like, God.
That's hilarious. Yeah, if anyone's listening, make sure you bring Gouda back. He really wants that.
Yeah.
No.
Make sure you take him to the ocean with a couple of robots.
I really don't. I do not like that too much.
Just the ocean with some robots, man?
Yeah, bring him to the ocean with some robots, yeah.
Yeah, don't take me there.
Or you could just make him a torso and just give him robotic limbs.
Oh,
yeah,
man,
just put his head in a jar and just make it talk.
Yeah, for all of you in 22, I'm proud of you for making it that far, because by what we're talking about right now, it seems like everyone will get gunned down in like the next 100 years. So, man, if you guys made it that far, kudos.
Yeah, man, good for you. And thank you for listening once again. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. He's gonna have to
cut those
so
out.
much.
No, I kid. But thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll catch you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.